Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So Robinhood fell yesterday 6.8% and is continuing to fall in after hours. Let's take a look. So you can see it fell 6.8% yesterday to 43.64 and it's fallen another 1.67% in after hours. Now, the reason for this is twofold. Firstly, we had PayPal in the morning yesterday, Monday, announcing that they're going to introduce a trading exchange, okay, which is going to be a direct competitor to Robinhood on their app. So the market did not take fondly to that, and Robinhood was already down about 5%. But then after that, Barron's released an interview where SEC Chair Gary Gensler announced that banning payment for order flow, which is the controversial revenue stream for Robinhood, is on the table. Yep, he actually said it's on the table. He referred to it as an inherent conflict of interest. Now, we've covered this a lot on all of our Robinhood videos where I've always mentioned that this is a major red flag for Robinhood. Now, payment for order flow is, for those that don't know, is the controversial mechanism by which Robinhood is able to offer commission-free trading for its retail traders. And you remember I made the video where I used the example of Facebook or any other social media. Where you think something is free, it's never free. There is no free lunch, as they say. All that Robinhood is doing is selling your data, right? Facebook sells your data. That's how you can use the platform for free. Same as we've come to understand this with all the social networks, and we opt to give up our data. But the same is happening here with these trading platforms, these commission-free trading platforms. Now, what they're doing is when you place an order on Robinhood, they're able to take that data, the position size, the price you want to buy at, your frequency of buying, etc., and they pass that on to wholesalers, or what are called market makers. Those market makers then they buy that data off Robinhood for a great amount of money, because then they can front run the market. They then have that data to better serve their interests. And that's the concern here. And that is why Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, is saying this is an inherent conflict of interest. And this has always been my major concern for Robinhood. And one of the reasons I stood away at IPO is you can see this, you do not want to be building a business model. And by the way, payment for order flow makes up 80% of Robinhood's revenue. So you don't want to build a business which inherently has a conflict of interest, right? Your whole proposition, Robinhood, if you were to go up to them, who are their customers? Can they genuinely say that their customers are the retail traders who are using the apps? We're democratizing trading for the retail investor. How are we to know as retail traders if you're giving our order to the best wholesaler, as opposed to just giving it to whoever offers you the best price, even if it's at the compromise of our data or pricing? So how can we know we're getting that best execution? And there's a lot of controversy around that term as well, because they say, we promise our retail traders getting the best execution, but then they have an execution on top of that, which is called a premium execution. So this is all just semantics. They're just hiding behind words to say, you've got the best execution. But the reality is they're just calling it best execution. There's a better execution on top of that. Okay. Are you lost yet? You should be. But that's the major concern here. Now, Gary Gensler told on the interview on Barron's that may not be the most efficient for markets in 2020s. And he's referring to payment order flow. He's saying there are better options out there and it's not best suited. And now the SEC, it says here, is scrutinizing payment for order flow over concerns it may incentivize brokers to send customers' orders to trading platforms that maximize their own profit instead of providing customers the best execution for their trades. Exactly what I'm saying, right? How do we know that we're getting the best execution? Because there's an inherent conflict of interest. Who is Robinhood's customer? Are we their priority, or is it their market makers, their wholesalers, the platforms that they're selling our data to? So this has really rocked the market here, and this is critical for Robinhood, because if this was to be banned, this makes up 80% of their revenue. So their Q2 revenue came out at 565 million in Q2, and of that, 451 million came from transaction fees, which is payment for order flow. So this is massive. It will definitely shock Robinhood and its investor base, because fundamentally, we said this in our videos, Robinhood haven't proven, even in their Q2 figures, they haven't proven to any great degree that they're able to generate revenue outside of payment for order flow. It's a payment payment for order flow business. And so if you want to back that in the light of the SEC now looking over it with a strong eye, and just even before that, the fact that there's such a conflict of interest, how can you back a business which fundamentally hasn't built the right model from the outset? That's of a concern. And it's not just Robinhood this is going to shake. Take a look at this. These are brokerages in 2020 and the first half of 2021, and the amount they spend on payment, the amount they make from payment for order flow. So you can see here, Ameritrade is doing 1.1 in 2020. Robinhood, they did 687 million. So you can see E-Trade, it's not just Robinhood. I mean, Schwab is doing 245 million payment for order flow. And overall, you can just see it's a phenomenal amount being done through payment for order flow. And it's growing. You can see in the first half of this year, 1.8 billion in payment for order flow. So it's a massive amount. It's not just going to affect Robinhood. It'll affect Ameritrade. It'll affect E-Trade, Charles Schwab, Webull. All these platforms are using payment for order flow. But the problem with Robinhood is there's 80% of their revenue. They're so deep in payment for order flow. They've not proven out any other mechanism for monetizing their clients to any real degree. And that's going to weigh on investors and the market overall. So there you go, guys. SEC is all over payment for order flow. This is a great risk for Robinhood. And we'll just have to see if we get a dip here in the share price over the next few days. We can see we're already 6.8% down, another 1.6% in the aftermarkets. We'll see you in the next one.